Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for Cocoa Vanilla Studio. I am using the very pretty Bloom and Grow collection I have loads of photos. So I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10 small photos, all portrait orientation, and one slightly larger photo in landscape. So I'm going to make a grid layout, and as you can see I've spent some time sorting out my photos and arranging them into a rough idea of where they're going to go onto a white background. But before I start the layout, I want to work on my title. So I've decided that I'm going to use the word friends from the wooden laser cut titles set. But they are naked chipboard and I want it to be a different colour. So I was away when I was scrapbooking this layout, so I didn't have all of my, I didn't have everything to hand. So normally I would heat emboss these, but I didn't have any embossing powder or ink pad or a heat tool. So I was going to struggle with that. So I decided to paint it instead. And I've gone for some gold metallic paint I'm just giving it one coat there, as you can see, and then I'm going to go back and give it another coat to make the gold really, really lovely. Okay, so I am now just working out my layout. So as I say, I've already worked out where my photos are going to go roughly, and I wanted to mount them all onto different pattern papers. So I had a few offcuts in my pack. I thought I'd try and use up all the little bits that I'd already cut up. So I picked out, I think, 4 different designs, and I'm using those, maybe 4, maybe 5, to mount my on my photos. So they're all on. I think there's 2 of each. So I think I've got 10 photos. So I must have 5 papers, and I've used them all twice. Yes. I was worried that it was going to look very higgledy-piggledy and too many patterns and too much. Not enough consistency or flow throughout the layout, but actually the different colours I think work well. They make the photos pop out they give a bit of variety to a background that's very white, because obviously there's no large piece of pattern paper on this layout at all. I'm using just lots of small pieces. So having the different colours gives it some colour effectively. And I didn't do them in any order. I put them in random places. So the striped one I've got at the top left, but I've also got at the bottom right, and then I've got the wood grain is in the top row, but then also in the bottom row, etc. So I've tried to have them separated and sensibly around the layout. So as you can see, I have got them all stuck in place now. The only photo that is not mounted is my landscape one, my odd photo out, and that's approximately the same height as the other photos, but not quite, slightly smaller. I did consider mounting it, but I wanted a bigger gap between my middle and bottom row so I could add my title. So I've gone for the word friends, as I mentioned earlier, and it's painted gold. It's had 2 coats and it looks really lovely. So I'm going to add that there, and I'm also going to extend that title with the mini alphabets at some point as well. But I need to embellish my my photos because there's so many of them. There needs to be some embellishments on the page. So I'm just going through and adding lots of bits and pieces. So I've got some floral ephemera, I've got some fussy cut florals from that amazing paper, and then I'm just tucking things in and behind the photos to create little clusters. And I've got the big embellishment is the bike that's in between the photo on the left and the landscape photo on the middle row. And because there's a bike with flowers in the photo, so having a bike with flowers, piece of ephemera to match was just ideal. So I made sure I got that in there. So I'm just, continuing to add things, build up those clusters. I don't want it to get too messy, too cluttered, so I need to be careful about where my clusters are going to go. My temptation was to just put something behind every photo, but actually that would have been a bit too much. So there are some that don't have anything or very, very little, just tiny, tiny bits. I've also fussy cut some flowers from the lovely Specialty gold floral sheets. It's got flowers and butterflies on, I believe. I've just cut out a few of the flowers and added those into my clusters. And then I've added some of the butterflies on top of the photos in some places. I've got some little page tabs from the sticker sheet. And those lovely little gold puffy hearts, I really love those. They just add that pop of gold to your page, and especially they go really well with my title, which obviously I've painted gold. So you can see I've just added my my title, friends, and I've also added the word great. So having that extra gap underneath the photo worked really, really well to fit in my title and not have to go over my photo, because that part of the photo is quite dark, so it wouldn't have shown up too well. I keep putting my tape gun on top of my word friends, and that's just, I'm trying to hold it in place while it dries a little bit. But then I need to use my tape gun, so I keep moving it. So I'm just getting it all stuck down, all those flowers getting stuck in place, and all those little bits and pieces in various different places. There's the little tabs going in there. That's that little tab on the bottom left photo, I think is from the sticker sheets, the accessory stickers. And then I'm going to add another one top right as well. And I'm going to add my date onto that too. And then, yeah, I'm just really making sure everything looks okay. And I really have to keep reminding myself that I'm going to need to stop at some point and not get carried away with flowers and embellishments under every single photo. So I'm just trying to get the balance right there, and not go too over cluttered, but I do have a habit of doing that. So. Okay, so nearly done. I'm just sticking those last little bits and pieces down. Those golden hearts in particular are just lovely. And then I have to make sure that all my photos are stuck down as well, because often I tack them at the bottom edge, and then they need securing at the top edge as well, and sometimes I forget to do that. So I normally go around and just make sure. Most of my photos are stuck flat. Some are raised on foam pads, but the majority are stuck flat. Just coming in with a few little enamel heart shapes, or puffy hearts I think they are, and adding those to my bigger clusters, so just a few here and there, a couple on photos as well. Oh, here's my little page tab. I think it's going to go over to the right. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe I've added my page tab already. I can barely see it. It's top right by the photo on the right. Just coming in with a few little phrase stickers from the accessory sheet. So I've added hello love, take note, bloom and grow, and that's about it. I think that's all I had left. Oh, there's a little page tab going in there. It says captured and is yellow, I'm now just going to add in a little bit of journaling. I've got that tiny space there in between the on the middle row, in between the left photo and the landscape photo. So just adding a few words in there, not a lot, because there's not a lot of space. And then my date's going on that date tab that is in place, but you can barely see it on the video. And then we're going to finish off with a few splatters of white paint. Now, I don't want to go too mad with these, because I don't want to, I risk getting lots on my photos, which I don't really want. There's also not a lot of room. So there we go. That is the layout all finished. I hope you enjoyed seeing it come together. It's always really nice to do a grid design, isn't it? They work so well, and they, a lot of the work is done for you, because the design is always so pleasing to the eye. All right, so thank you very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Cocoa Vanilla Studio using the fabulous Bloom and Grow collection.